Sex offenders being released from the prisons into the community is a concern for all of us. Some might suggest locking them up and throwing away the key. Those feelings are understandable, but they're not a solution, as most sex offenders will return to the community. For the past 17 years, Vancouver Fraser Valley COSA has offered a solution. They have supported and held accountable over 200 sex offenders who have not reoffended, who have turned their lives around and become effective members of our community. In the next few minutes, you are going to hear how they did it and why COSA is such an effective solution to keeping our community safe.
A COSA circle is basically a small group of volunteers working with a core member, someone who's a released offender from prison. And the idea behind the circle is that the individual has identified a need and a want for support, and this group of volunteers is meeting with them regularly to provide them with the support that they need. There's training provided before you even go into a COSA circle, and you have supports for anything you need along the way. If you have any questions or concerns, there's always others who can assist you. So in my work, I work primarily with individuals who have been directly harmed by sexual violence. I know how difficult it is and what a great impact it has on their lives and their well-being over time. And I really wanted to find a way where I could not only help people who have been harmed, but also prevent sexual violence from happening in the first place. And COSA is an organization, and one of the only ones I can think of, that actually allows you to make a difference and be preventative towards sexual violence.
Growing up, I was abused by a family member, and unfortunately ended up repeating the cycle. And COSA's helped me to see that I can break the cycle and is helping me along the way to do that. Because of COSA, I'm a stronger person now. And I can see when I'm making mistakes, and I'm able to fix my errors much better than I used to be able to.
When I first met the released offender, I was just thinking of nothing at first other than the offense. And the humanity of the individual was obscured by my thoughts as to what they did. And then that slowly disappeared, and I saw that there was a person.
In my role as a community parole officer, I'm responsible for supervising offenders on conditional release. And I've personally worked with offenders who have reached out and connected to COSA. It makes a positive difference because they're not just working with people who are employed for the system. They're working with humans who are part of their community and who are there because they want to be there and they want to help them. And that not only helps the offender make better decisions, it contributes to a safer society overall.
If I didn't have COSA, would I go back to where I was before? Probably. And because I have COSA and I'm able to talk to these people about everything that goes on in my life, good or bad, it makes you feel wanted and needed. And they're non-judgmental. They're there to support you. They're there to hold you accountable for anything you've done. They're also there to, if you've done something wrong, they're obligated to tell somebody. So I got to, work through this.
As long as they have that genuine desire in their hearts to change and to turn over a new leaf and to right what's been wrong, yes, absolutely, they deserve a chance to change, and they do change. It is a place where they can be encouraged to take responsibility for their actions, to face their past, and to be accountable for the decisions that they make in the present, so that they can look forward to the future with much hope.
Knowing that there was thought and structure put into how COSA runs helps me understand that it is a more professional organization, and it just made me more confident in going through and doing the work. Making sure that there's accountability, finding out what they've been up to. Are they being productive members of society? Are there any risk factors coming up that need to be addressed? So if they're experiencing difficulties in their life, they'll actually bring those forward and you can address them before it escalates and there's a bigger situation. COSA has done a lot for me to know that I am having a positive impact on the safety of my community. I believe COSA is very effective. I know that there's been a lot of studies done on whether or not COSA works, and the results show that it's got a big impact on reducing the rate of reoffending.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh and I'm a COSA volunteer. You've just seen a powerful video about how COSA keeps you, your family, and your community safe. COSA volunteers work behind the scenes to ensure that there are no more victims in your community. We are a large team of highly trained volunteers who meet weekly with the released offenders. The Canadian government values what we do. Corrections Canada and parole officers value what we do. The offenders we meet with value what we do. I work within the legal system as a lawyer, and I value COSA because it works. But we need your help.
Hi, I'm Claudia, and I'm a COSA volunteer. When I came to Canada, I knew nothing about COSA, but quickly learned that COSA changes lives. We're not there to judge the offenders, but to keep them accountable so they will reintegrate successfully and keep our communities safe.
I'm Mary Claire, and I have been a volunteer with COSA for the last 8 years. I was initially drawn to COSA as I believed in the concept of no more victims, safer communities, and compassion for others. You may never have heard about us, but we have worked with more than 250 released offenders in the last 20 years. And as a result, women and children are much safer, and that's a good thing. And I'm not only a volunteer, I'm also a donor.
And I'm a donor.
And I'm a donor.
We all know that COSA truly works, so much so that we have donated our own money to keep COSA thriving.
When I realized the impact that COSA has, I decided that giving of my time was not enough. So I started to donate monthly. When I met my husband, he believed in COSA as well. So when we got married, we decided to donate half of the money we received as wedding gifts to COSA.
When I saw what Claudia and her husband were doing, it moved me so much that I became a donor as well. I truly know what COSA does and know that by providing the much needed financial support, I am taking a step in ensuring safer communities and, most importantly, no more victims.
We need your financial help, and all of the money that you donate today goes directly to supporting the activities of Vancouver Fraser Valley COSA, and your donations are tax deductible.
There is a real human side to this story. The released sex offenders know that they are at risk to reoffend, and they know that COSA is a one-of-a-kind group that can help them to reintegrate into society. So they come to us asking for help.
Your contribution will help ensure that there are no more victims.
To contribute, go to vfvcosa.org or speak with one of our volunteers. Thank you.